This is the Iowa Weather Report for Thursday, September the 5th, 2013. Now our first look at the 0Z GFS Model Run. At 1 p.m. this afternoon, we still have this 594 ridge over the Central Plains into the Rockies, a trough over the Northwest with some upper level feature there, and a trough over New England. But we still have a slight northwesterly flow that's going to keep us a little bit cooler than the heat we had last week. Highs likely in the 80s to low 90s, the warmest to the southwest and the coolest to the north and east, with the high pressure off to our north and east. And then that moves off into the mid-Atlantic states here on Friday. And you can see a boundary trying to sag into the state. You can see a few showers to our north and west at that point here on Friday. And that moves in Friday night into Saturday, and you can see the eastern part of the state could see some shower activity if the GFS was right. The GFS is right, with high pressure trying to nose in from Canada. And as you can see, as we move into Sunday, the high pressure moves into Lake Superior. You can see that boundary setting up from the Dakotas through Iowa into Illinois, and there could be some shower activity, mainly overnight into the morning, and then again in the evening and into the overnight, if this is to be right, because by Monday, that front's back to the north, the warm air returns, it's back into the 80s to low 90s, with any shower activity off to our east and off to our north, but that low pressure center to our northwest begins to kind of move in our direction, but we have to watch clear over here in the Atlantic for what is likely Tropical Storm Gabrielle that'll be moving north and then northeast into the western Atlantic and away from the United States. Finally, that starts to move, and then the frontal system sags into the state here Tuesday night into Wednesday with some shower and thunderstorm activity. And then as we head to a week from today, next Thursday, you can see, main storm track is still well to our north over Canada, but there's no real ridge trying to form. It's trying to extend across the Gulf Coast into the south and west, but there's still going to be maybe some lingering showers moving out of the state here next week. Otherwise, we see seasonal weather by this point, if this is to be right, and it still could be wrong. We'll have to see. So we go into the extended period on September the 16th. The main storm track across the Pacific Northwest. Otherwise, kind of a wavy type pattern. A little bit of a ridge over the southwest and over off the Carolina coast. And there could be some shower activity along the east coast and across Canada, but little, if anything, around here, although it looks to be a little bit warmer, with maybe a little bit above normal temperatures at this point. The end of the forecast on September the 20th, the storm track is back in Canada again, except in the far north and west. Bit of a ridge around here, not a very strong ridge at that, but any ridge means dry or almost dry weather. In this case, it's going to be maybe a little bit of shower activity, but with no real storms or frontal systems nearby, the chances that this is right are likely very, very low. Looking at the satellite image from last evening, we had a couple of showers and thunderstorms over the western high plains, a couple over the Intermountain West, a couple over the Gulf of Mexico, or the Gulf Coast. Otherwise, it was fairly quiet. Watch warning map from last evening. We had some flash flood watches in the north and west, frost advisory in northern Minnesota and across New England, with a freeze watch in northern Maine, and elsewhere it was fairly quiet. QPF chart precipitation over the next 5 days through Monday evening at 7 o'clock, showing rainfall could be upwards of 1/4 of an inch if we get any, heaviest over the Texas Gulf Coast and to our north and west.